chair for my mother. What do you guys think this book's gonna be about? Looking at the picture and hearing the title, what do you think?
It looks like it's taking place at a diner. Or maybe her mom works there.
It's really busy in the diner. There's lots of people.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys notice anything else?
It's colorful.
Okay. My mother works as a waitress in the Blue Tile Diner. After school, sometimes I go to meet her there. Then her boss, Josephine, gives me a job too. I wash the salts and peppers and fill the ketchups. One time, I peeled all the onions for the onion soup. When I finish, Josephine says, "Good work, honey," and pays me. And every time, I put half of my money into the jar. So she is a waitress. You guys had some good predictions. Before I read the text, look at this picture and tell me, what do you notice about this picture?
Jar's really big and there's not a lot of coins on it.
Yeah, and they're only coins. There's no dollar bills.
Okay. What do you think? Why would they put coins in a jar?
She's saving them for something.
Maybe a tip jar.
Okay. Good prediction. So it takes a long time to fill a jar this big. Every day when my mother comes home from work, I take down the jar. My mama empties all her change from tips out of her purse for me to count. Then we push all of the coins into the jar. Sometimes my mama is laughing when she comes home from work. Sometimes she's so tired she falls asleep while I count the money out into piles. Some days she has lots of tips. Some days she only has a little. Then she looks worried. But each and every evening, shiny coins go into the jar. I have to read sideways. We sit in the kitchen to count tips. Usually Grandma sits with us too. While we count, she likes to hum. Often she has money in her old leather wallet for us. Whenever she gets a good bargain on tomatoes or bananas or something she buys, she puts by the savings and they go into the jar. Where do you think this is taking place?
Back at their house.
Okay. Anything else you guys notice about this picture you'd like to add?
The mom looks really tired.
She does.
Doesn't look like she's sitting on a comfortable chair.
When we can't get a single other coin into the jar, we are going to take out all the money and go buy a chair. Yes, a chair. A wonderful, beautiful, fat, soft armchair. Let me reread that again. After I reread it, tell me what you think it means. Yes, a chair. A wonderful, beautiful, fat, soft armchair. Beautiful, fat, soft armchair. What do you think that means?
One that's really comfy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add?
One that the mom can relax in.
A pretty one to help decorate the house.
Yeah.
We will get one covered in velvet with roses all over it. We're going to get the best chair in the whole world. That is because our old chairs burned up. There was a big fire in our other house. All our chairs burned. So did our sofa and so did everything else. That wasn't such a long time ago. My mother and I were coming home from buying new shoes. I had new sandals. She had new pumps. We were walking to our house from the bus. We were looking at everyone's tulips. She was saying she liked red tulips, and I was saying that I liked yellow ones. Then we came to our block. Why do you think that the illustrator put pictures right here? Just a small picture right here.
Maybe to summarize the page.
Okay.
The main points.
To represent like the mom and the daughter.
Okay. And if we go back to this page, when she was talking about her sofa being burned, she says here, that wasn't such a long time ago. And she has a picture right here. What do you think she's doing? Why do you think she did that? Think about it. Keep thinking about it while we're reading. Right outside our house stood 2 big fire engines. I could see lots of smoke. Tall orange flames came out of the roof. All the neighbors stood in a bunch across the street. Mama grabbed my hand as we ran. My Uncle Sandy saw us and ran to us. Mama yelled, "Where's Mother?" I yelled, "Where's my grandma?" My Aunt Ida waved and shouted, "She's here, she's here. She's okay, don't worry." Grandma was all right. Our cat was safe too, though it took a while to find her. But everything else in our whole house was spoiled. Spoiled. What could that word mean, spoiled? Looking at the picture.
Ruined. Gone.
Can't use it anymore.
Okay. What was left of the house was turned to charcoal and ashes. We went to stay with Mother's sister, Aunt Ida, and Uncle Sandy. Then we were able to move into the apartment downstairs. We painted the walls yellow. The floors were all shiny, but the rooms were very empty. How do you think they're feeling in this picture? How would you
Sad.
feel?
Sad.
Definitely really sad.
Yeah.
All your
Probably
stuff is gone.
overwhelmed too.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think the people are doing in this picture? What do you notice that's going on?
They're all collecting things.
Okay.
It's
Why
like
would they
an
be collecting
auction.
things?
Maybe they're selling it.
Okay.
Or they're bringing it to this house over here.
Okay.
Maybe they're helping them refurnish their house.
Okay. And now, Maddie, you said maybe they're going to an auction. Why would they be going to an auction? Why do you say that?
Maybe to help raise money for the family.
The first day we moved in, the neighbors brought pizza and cake and ice cream, and they brought a lot of other things too. The family across the street brought a table and 3 kitchen chairs. The very old man next door gave us a bed from when his children were little. My other grandpa brought us his beautiful rug. My mother's other sister, Sally, had made us red and white curtains. Mama's boss, Josephine, brought pots and pans, silverware, and dishes. My cousin brought me her own stuffed bear. Everyone clapped when my grandma made a speech. "You are all the kindest people," she said, "and we thank you very, very much. It's lucky we're young and can start all over again." Sorry, I'm trying to read fast to get through it. Oh. What do you notice about this picture?
Their jar is full.
Oh,
With what?
coins.
That was last year, but we still have no sofa and no big chairs. So, did you hear what I just read? That was last year. Why did the author say that?
Because she told us what happened when the fire burned down her house.
When Mama comes home, her feet hurt. There's no good place for me to take a load off my feet, she says. When Grandma wants to sit back and hum and cut up the potatoes, she has to get as comfortable as she can on a hard kitchen chair. So that is how come Mama brought home the biggest jar she could find at the diner, and all the coins started to go into the jar. Now the jar is too heavy for me to lift down. Uncle Sandy gave me a quarter. He had to boost me up so I could put it in. After supper, Mama and Grandma and I stood in front of the jar. "Well, I never would have believed it, but I guess it's full," Mama said. My mother brought home little paper wrappers for the nickels and the dimes and the quarters. I counted them all and wrapped them up. When she says that she counted them all and wrapped them all up, what does she mean? Why is she doing that?
To get ready to bring them to the bank.
Okay.
And sometimes whenever you bring coins to the bank or the bank gives you coins, they're wrapped in a certain amount of money. So like $10 worth of quarters and stuff.
Okay. Have you guys ever done that before?
Mm-hmm.
On my Mother's Day off, we took all the coins to the bank. The bank exchanged them for $10 bills. Then we took the bus downtown to shop for our chair. Do you think she was able to get enough money?
I think so.
I hope so.
We shopped through 4 furniture stores. We tried out big chairs and smaller ones, high chairs and low chairs, soft chairs and harder ones. Grandma said she felt like Goldilocks in the 3 Bears trying out all of the chairs. Have you guys all read Goldilocks and the 3 Bears? Why would she feel like that? What happened in the story?
She tries out all these different beds and chairs and porridge
Yeah.
and to find the right fit.
To find the right fit. Finally, we found the chair we were all dreaming of, and the money in the jar was enough to pay for it. We called Aunt Ida and Uncle Sandy. They came right down in their pickup truck to drive the chair home for us. They knew we couldn't wait for it to be delivered.
It's just the one they wanted.
I tried out our chair in the back of the truck. Mama wouldn't let me sit there while we were done, but they let me sit in it while they carried it up to the door. What makes you think that it's the right chair?
Because it's the same chair they showed earlier when they were talking about how they needed a chair.
Oh, okay.
This is the perfect chair.
So it's foreshadowing.
Interesting points. What do you think's happening in this picture? What do you notice?
Relaxing on their new chair.
How snuggled up.
Mom's taking a load off.
We set the chair right beside the window with the red and white curtains. Grandma and Mama and I all sat in it while Aunt Ida took our picture. Now Grandma sits in it and talks with people going by in the daytime. Mama sits down and watches the news on TV when she comes home from her job. After supper, I sit with her and she can reach right up and turn off the light after I fall asleep in her lap.